Today we're talking to Buhari-Doherty from Team Nigeria UK, an important organisation that discovers, develops and nurtures young talented footballers of Nigerian descent. They say the art of conversation is to talk about the right thing at the right time, and this is the right place. You're watching The Conversation. Welcome to The Conversation. I'm Ehi Alonge, and in the studio with me is Buhari-Doherty of Team Nigeria UK. Welcome, David.
Oh, thank you very much for having me today. Thank you.
Okay, well, before we get going, let's have a look at what some of the young athletes involved in your program have to say.
Hi, I'm Chinedu Uche and I'm Team Nigeria UK.
Hi, my name is Manuel.
My name is Solomon Abubakar.
Daniel Olabanjo.
Hey, I'm Casey.
My name's Tochko.
Ezekiel Albanusi.
Hi, I'm Sam.
My name is Ibrahim Kiyandi.
My name is Toby and I play for Team Nigeria UK.
I'm Team Nigeria UK.
Team Nigeria UK.
I'm Team Nigeria UK.
I'm Team Nigeria UK.
I think today's important because it lets you look at your level you're playing at and see other competition out there and what you're up against, and it's good for other people to come in as well and join them.
I came from Germany. I think it was good because all of the coaches were good.
I think there was a lot of competition. Like the quality of players was very high.
Strong players, fast, pretty much what expected.
Oh, the quality is what I expected. It was enjoyable. Everyone played. It's just, let's take it forward to the next level.
Good organisation, good coaches, a good structure.
We train in St. George Park, and it's very nice because it's also very big, and
I love football, and to be part of this scheme of joining the Nigeria football team is just outstanding.
It's good for exposure because obviously people watching you, if you do well, then it could be good for you. So also it gives them confidence. It gives people confidence. If you come here and you do well, it gives you confidence to maybe go on and get into a club or yeah.
I came today and it was very important to represent my country and to just represent the Golden Eagles so I can play in the World Cup maybe one day. So yeah.
Okay, David, that was a very uplifting video there. We saw lots of young athletes, young Nigerian athletes from Germany, in fact, one of them said, really enjoying at least what you're doing. But from you as the organisation, why don't you tell us from your perspective what it is Team Nigeria does?
Well, actually, what we do is we're trying to inspire young people, educate them, nurture them, and probably discover hidden talents out there in various community. Just to give them that platform, to come out and express themselves. Probably linking them to our national team, an opportunity for them to represent Nigeria at the grassroots level, and also getting them into teams and clubs whereby they can actually expand and grow, in terms of in terms of their careers.
Okay, football is an interesting one. A lot of players, especially because you're primarily focused in the UK for now. Obviously, that's where your open trials are. You're getting a lot of the Nigerian community, Nigerian diaspora around Europe to come to London or wherever you're having these training sessions. But if you're looking at getting these players into an elite level, then obviously a lot of these boys must already be at clubs. They must already be at academies. Now, what is the pathway that you're looking to create? Because if I'm coming from an Arsenal academy and I'm 14 years old, you're not guaranteeing me international football, but what is it that you're offering to me as an athlete if I'm already in an academy or if I'm not?
What it is because most of these young people already, they're all, like you said, they are in academy, and some are there that are not in an academy. For those that are not in an academy, it's a a pathway for them to get into an academy whereby, some of the things that we do is get these young people, get the team to play against, friendly games against, various academies across UK. In a way for them to actually, get seen and get spotted and probably given a chance to, come for trials and get into the team. Because for a team like that, seeing them, being part of this Team Nigerian concept, they actually believe, if they don't have anything, this lad has got something for him to be part of this squad. So that's one of the good things for those that are not in academy. But for those in an academy, what we're trying to create is we don't want that problem that has always been going on, whereby we actually lose out our own young people that are of Nigerian descent playing for maybe other countries. Whereby probably say for example England, Austria, and you don't want that to be happening. And waiting for them to probably get to the older age before we as a country approaching them. So we want to start having that relationship with them from the age of 14, 15, 16, so that if they now become, something that we actually wanted to use or to make use of, then we can they've already had that platform already, then they can get into the national team.
Okay, that's interesting. So if I'm a talented, you look at, for instance, Jordan Ibe at Liverpool, talented youngster of Nigerian descent, but clearly already in the England youth setup. So but how do you then, at an elite level, because surely, you look at the Golden Eaglets, which would be the under-17 and then also the under-15 age group in Nigeria. There's already a lot of talented athletes in Nigeria who are looking to make those age group teams. How do you create an opportunity very quickly for the talented guys here to be exposed in Nigeria to the coaches in Amanike or even Keshi if you're talented enough?
Okay, looking at those, going to the ones in Nigeria, what we're trying to do is, in the nearer future, we're looking at probably extending the service to Nigeria. Not just in the area of them playing or coming down to England to play or coming, to be part of Team Nigeria UK. It's not just being part of Team Nigeria UK. The national team is out there, but we can then as well get them into teams across Europe. Europe, England, anywhere. But with the ones already that are here, Jordan Ibe, like I said, is an example of what we don't want to start happening. Nigeria is coming now to say they want him to play for Nigeria, whereas he's been at the youth level, from since he was like 16, 15, the relationship is there, the nurturing is there, the support is there from England. So it's going to be hard for Nigeria to get him, to leave England and wants to play for Nigeria. No, we don't want to start, getting into that, ready-made stuff. Let's start building that relationship from grassroots, like England is doing. Then these lads will now have an option and say, well, Nigeria has been doing this to me, and I think, I'm ready to play for Nigeria. That's what we're trying to do.
Okay, when we come back after the break, I'm going to pick up on you on that point, because I think obviously there'll be lots of challenges in how you develop the relationship with the NFF, with the coaches, and with the whole football family back in Nigeria in a way that benefits these athletes. So we'll carry on with that when we see you after the break. Okay, welcome back to the conversation. Now, before we go into other points, Team Nigeria UK are very active on social media, and here are some of their tweets. Okay, David, we're seeing there some of the tweets, and obviously you're focused very much on grassroots and development, and you've said it's to benefit the relationship back in Nigeria. But I want to now look at some of the institutional partnerships I think are going to be quite important in order for you to achieve that. And obviously none's more important than the NFF. So currently, Team Nigeria UK are operating here. How much of a relationship do you have with the Nigerian Football Federation?
Right now, the relationship is quite solid, and hopefully, going forward, I think it's something that will add colours to what NFF has been doing. It's just, like I said, what we're trying to do is to actually develop our own grassroots. So, and I think, it's something that they actually welcome, and that's what led to this friendly game, for them to see what they actually, got outside the country. The talents out there that are not even that, the NFF they themselves don't even know about that. These young people are clusters around all these, various academies that we can actually, tap into. So, and I think they've welcomed it. It's a good initiative. So we're working on that to actually, put a partnership together going forward.
Okay, before we look at how that partnership works, for those who don't know at home, there's a chance for Team Nigeria UK to actually play against the national age group teams in Nigeria. I mean, when are these matches going to take place?
The game is going to be on the 30th of July, and we'll hopefully leave in England on the 26th of July, to Abuja directly, and it's a 60,000 capacity, and hopefully it's going to be transmitted live across every corner for people to see, what we're actually talking about, what talents, we're actually bringing over, and hopefully, one or two might make the trip to the World Cup, hopefully, yeah.
I mean, that would be amazing. I want to ask you a bit more about that in detail, because at the moment with the NFF, we had the chance as an organisation, Sports News Africa, to sit with both Mr. Pinnock and also Stephen Keshi a couple of weeks ago when they were signing the Nike deal. And they really talked about an evolution at the NFF in terms of being more scientific, working with the best brands. And with what you're creating is obviously a very elite thing. Now, on a granular level, you've been talking again about the World Cup. How do you get one of your players in front of, I know, Emmanuel Amanike, who's the head of the under-17s? What is the relationship that you think you need at that level in order to make those sort of things happen?
I mean, one of my conversations with the coach himself, with Emmanuel Amanike, when I called him probably about 2 months ago, and I said to him, this is what we're actually trying to. He said he knew about this, and it's something that they welcome. So he's always open to actually, add one or two into the team, which I feel, well, this is what we're actually looking for. For them to grant the game, allow this game to go on, get them to see the right young people that are out there that can be added, to the team right now. Because the team, from my own, thinking was that they went for the African Cup and they actually lost to South Africa in semi-finals, which, we feel, there's still some works to be done. Kudos to him. He's doing a good job, going forward with the NFF and everybody. I think it's something even they need not to, hesitate about, put their hands behind it, support it, and going forward, we're all going to benefit from it. So that's what it is.
I mean, you're talking about there, and that's an interesting point you made there about the performance of the Golden Eaglets at the African nations for the age group. There, they got to the semi-final. They say they lost to South Africa, but there's also actually a UK version of the African nations, both from men's through to age group, which you guys are going to be featuring in this year. Tell us a bit more about that tournament and what what we can expect as fans of the game from a tournament like that.
African Nations Cup UK has been around for the past 7 years. With the open age side of it, the Nigerian side of the open age won the tournament for I think about 3-4 times now, and I took charge as a coach for the open age. But I now felt, well, we needed something in terms of the grassroots, because I'm more of a grassroots. My passion is about grassroots, helping young people, to achieve their aims, support them. So, and we now, started all these, areas of trying to do something with the Nigerian young people that are in England. And we built up a development squad that we took to the first African Junior Nations Cup, which is the under 16, and we won it. So it was, loads of scouts there, different clubs, because that's when they will come. When they start seeing young people playing in the African Nations Cup, different countries are there, over 22 countries across England coming together. And this year, I think, is about 8 teams with the junior one, because this is the second year for the junior one. So 8 teams are coming in, and it's actually, going to be a tough task, because we've seen some teams that are going to be giving us,
a
run for our money. Yeah.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I mean, that is a really good initiative. Now, we saw in some of the tweets there that you were talking about, and obviously every organisation needs funding to survive. Where do you see, or how do you currently get your funding? Is there any benefits from you, for instance, from the NFF-Nike relationship, being able to bridge both communities? I mean, in terms of funding, where are you now? Where do you need to get to?
That's one of the areas that we're struggling. So I mean, we've always relied, within the community, businesses, and probably sponsorship. But we want to actually, take this further. Looking at ways, looking at the numbers that are coming in now, and the things that we had to do, traveling around, playing games, moving, the trials from one city to another. The last time we went to St. George's Park, is to try and attract those that are outside London to, to be part of it. So, these are part of the things that we're actually, like I said, struggling with. So we rely on people and the community and the Nigerian community and Nigerian-owned businesses, or businesses that are being patronized by Nigerians to support it. But going much more further is getting NFF itself, not to sponsor or not to do anything, but what we're trying to do is, there are these facilities that we can enjoy in terms of the new deal with the Nike, probably, the kids side of it, trying to get the same thing that has been done in the national team straight to these young people, actually putting on the same national team jersey. So these are the things that will inspire them, that will make them feel, well, they're part of this, the whole project. Then hopefully we might get one or two, top Nigerians or individuals that will actually look at it and say, well, we need to, invest in this. So,
what about amongst the current Nigerian players, or the Nigerian players currently playing both in UK and in Europe? How are they engaging with this? Who have you engaged? Saw on your website, Joseph Yobo was on there. Adair Kimbi is on there as well. I mean, it seems you're reaching out to the right sort of players.
Yeah, we're actually doing that. Hopefully, probably by the end of this week or next, we might have some big names coming on board. But we've actually approached every Nigerian player playing in Premiership and Championship, League One, League Two that we actually know. And one of those that actually responded quickly was Ikpeazu Uche. He plays for Watford, and he's such a nice, fella that really he's passionate. He wanted to do something. He wanted to give back, and hopefully we're going to get some of the players, to get involved in this.
Okay, thank you very much for that point, David. When we come back, we're going to look at some of the challenges for growth and opportunities for growth for Team Nigeria UK, other sports, and also what happened to the girls. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to the conversation. We're still with David Doherty of Team Nigeria UK. And David, in this last part, I really want to focus on the growth opportunities. Let's start with one thing, which I know I spoke to you about beforehand when we were talking via email about having you down, and it's about the growth of women football globally. And you look in the UK, Asisat Oshola is nominated for the BBC World Football of the Year, BBC Ladies Football of the Year. Where do you see the opportunity for Team Nigeria? Because there's a lot of female talent. There's a lot of girls playing Premiership football at the top end for Nigerian descent, but also as more schools play, as more communities play. Nigeria is one of the largest nations, one of the most successful African nations of women's football. Is that an area that Team Nigeria UK is looking to?
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that. It's one of the things that we're actually looking, going forward to actually tap into, because it's just the same thing as the boys that we're actually working with now. The females are out there, not just in the area of football only, but in other sports as well, athletics. Other sports that we feel, we can actually, empower these young people, get them, to actually come on board and see themselves as not just playing for the country, as a role model. You mentioned Asisat. I think he's in Liverpool. I think she will be a big drive behind this campaign itself. So it's something we're actually looking to tap into, and going forward and make sure we empower and encourage our young people, our young girls that are out there to get involved as well.
Quite interesting this, because you just mentioned there a little bit about other sports. Is that part of the development plan for Team Nigeria to look? Because you look at any sort of international games competition. Obviously, we're in a global world. Everybody moves around. I'm an example myself. You do have Nigerians or people of Nigerian descent who have grown up or working in other countries and also representing other countries in sport, whether it's Scotland in football or Qatar in athletics, where we see a number of Nigerians in the middle and short distances. Is this a way that you feel of reharnessing and reclaiming that community and giving them an opportunity to feed back into Nigeria? And if so, which sports do you think Team Nigeria might go to next?
One of the strong one is going to be athletics, which is definitely one of the good things that we have a blessing Kagbare, yeah. Well, she's doing very well. She's going to be another good ambassador for this project itself, and probably campaigning to get girls involved and get other people involved. So I think athletics is one of the strong side of things that we're looking to tap into, and definitely probably in 2 or 3 years time, growing forward, getting the right sponsors and support, not just with the Nigerian football. Now we're talking about the NSA itself, behind this project itself, and the Ministry of Sports. Hopefully we might, it's something we wanted to do. We're passionate about this. Anything grassroots. It's all about what we wanted to do, any sport entirely.
Okay, but for some of us that are asking, I mean, you're talking a lot about the Nigerian organizations that you're trying to get involved. NFF, you're still trying to link that. But as we saw in the video that we played there, you were already at St. George's Park, which is the home of English football. Yeah. Now, how did you get the professional footballers? How did that come about? Because it seems the concept, even from the English perspective, is you're going to take the best talent that they could possibly have, and you're going to take them back to Nigeria. So how did you manage to sell that to the PFA as something to get behind?
One of the things was that we've already had a relationship with the PFA through the other project that we do, that actually covers all of their communities, which is the Pathway Sports stuff. Okay. So we had a meeting with them, and we actually pitch the whole thing to them, to the PFA chairman, which is Gordon Taylor and Bobby Barnes, and sitting down, having a chat with them, tell them this is what we want to do, and this is the vision, this is what we're trying to do. And I think what the FA and the PFA saw in this was that it's not just about the Nigerian side of things. The clubs in there can actually tap into this. This is where they can actually get some of the because they realize Nigeria has got talents. We've got many of us down in this country that are born there, or those that actually came down to this country that's got young people that are playing in different teams. They actually felt, well, it's not just about Nigeria. We can get them, and that actually happened when we had our first trial. There's this one player that came for the trial. He plays for Millwall. His name is Eze, and we picked this young man. Suddenly, after 2 weeks, he was called to the English national team. So I said, look at, this is what we're saying.
So you're doing their work for them at the
same
time?
They just still, that's what, now again, they actually tapped into our goalkeeper. Now he's been called, he's just been released 2-3 days at St. George's Park. He plays for, he keeps for Charlton Athletic. So these are the things we're trying, we're working and trying to, it's not just about...
Essentially, I mean, the message to the NFF, if anything, is that, look, it works, the English are already using it, you should too.
Absolutely, because English... They invest a lot in their grassroots. They don't joke around it. That's where the whole thing starts from. If your grassroots is crumble, nothing is going to happen at the top.
I mean, David, you keep saying grassroots, so let's take it away from England and let's look in Nigeria. Because we're coming to the end of the show, what is your thoughts on grassroots football in Nigeria? What's your thoughts on what needs to go into it at the moment?
I think the right people needs to be put in place, and also they're doing they're actually trying, but there's more to be done. These are the things they need to look at. Look at the structure itself, not just going, laying more emphasis on the national, on the Super Eagles at the top there. They are there already. But the good thing is, can we have a progression from the under 17 to the under 20, under 21? From there, then you have a solid, national team whereby you have 2-3 players competing for one role. Not just relying on Mikel Obi that plays number 10 for Nigeria. Then nobody is challenging him. No, if you have a proper grassroots structure in place, you can have 4 players playing in a position whereby you will have you'll be kind of confused to know who to put into a team.
But then CAF and indeed the NFF, all federations in Africa, I mean, you've got the African home-based players nation, the AFCON of home-based players, which I think that's taking place next year. So they are already, they could turn around to you and say, we're already doing something. I mean, it seems to me that maybe there might be a gap for big business to step in. There might be a gap for brands to step in. Even the local domestic league needs to sort itself out a little bit. What's your take on that?
I think it's not just about looking away from the sport part of it, looking at the business side of it. Is another way for them to reach out to to the wider community. Probably to the international community. For them, supporting this kind of thing initiative is something that will actually add to their brand, add to what they're actually doing, and probably other people. Other communities or other countries that they've actually not reached, they can actually, get into those communities here in the diaspora. And we've got massive numbers of Africans out here that can actually, add to what they actually have on ground. So,
and then with brands, I mean, you mentioned 1 or 2 brands. We're looking at the African Nations Cup in the UK, and there's 1 or 2 global brands, especially from telecoms, looking at it. But it's not completely CSR because at the end of the day, after they do this good grassroots initiative, you're still focused primarily on developing talent and getting them into the club system. That's a key thing for Team Nigeria UK.
Absolutely. It's not just about the grassroots, like I said. There's always the business side of it, of anything you're doing. One of the things that we're doing as organization is, we're looking at ways of actually probably representing these young people at probably getting, it's more of, I wouldn't say an agent, but I always like a representative, like an advisor to them, and say to them, listen, I think this is the right club for you, this is the right thing for you, this is the right platform to go through, supporting them in that area. One way or the other, something is always coming back to actually, support what we're actually trying to do, going forward. It's not just doing it. No.
Okay, thank you very much, David. On that note, at this point, I usually ask you to follow us on Twitter and Facebook, but this time I'm also asking you to follow Team Nigeria UK, post your opinions, queries, and be supportful. See you soon with Africa's Sporting Conversation.